Hello everyone, today our topic research on the sustainable development of digital finance, including in Malaysia. Our presentation is divided into three parts. Part 1, introduction. Background of study, global trends in digital financial inclusion and their elements with SDGs objectives. The core orientation of dynamic framework in Malaysia, economic strengthening and moral support. Current state of digital finance in Malaysia, scope growth and increasable penetration. Core characteristics of Islamic finance: prohibition of interest rate sharing and adaptation to digital innovation. Problem statement. There are three problem statements. First one, insufficient policy coordination. 2, literacy and the digital divide. 3, innovation and compliance conflict. Research objectives: analyzing the effectiveness and core bottlenecks of digital inclusive finance practice in Malaysia, drawing on the relevant practical experiences of Islamic countries in Southeast Asia. Contrast a sustainable development path that is compatible with dynamic framework and characteristics of Islamic finance.
Based on the problems, we have the three main research goals. First, we will analyze how well Malaysia's digital finance inclusion work in practice and find the key problem. This will help make better products later. Second, we will learn from the useful experience of the Islamic country in Southeast Asia, such as how they involve Islamic digital finance and help different groups. Third, we will build the sustainable development path and fix Malaysia's MDD fair work and the futures of the Islamic finance. To research these goals, we have three special research questions. First, who does digital finance inclusion cover marginalized groups, and how do the MADAND fair work and Islamic finance operate is? Second, what useful experience can Malaysia learn from the countries like Indonesia and Brunei in Islamic digital finance, in innovation and help groups in need? Third, how can we use the classic tools of the MADAND fair work to balance folio rules and innovation? So, is digital finance inclusion can develop segment? Let's see. From the research question, we put forward three key assertions. Hypothesis 1. When different developments work together more effectively on plugins, digital finance inclusion will develop more sustainably. Hypothesis 2. Privately together knowledge trained and design digital tools that fit local needs can make the marginalized groups more willing to accept digital finance service. Hypothesis 3. Digital innovation is innovation that companies to future of the Islamic finance can make the digital finance inclusion more sustainable. Finally, is make clear of their two research group and the three accept. Is the term location is covered to well of Malaysia with a focus on rural area. Collectors of the small and medium-sized enterprise and indigenous communities. In terms of the research objects is including governments, regulatory organs, financial institutions, and managed groups such as small business owners, ruling residents, and industries people. In terms of the contract, it is focused on three core areas, adopting two practical framework in innovating finance produce and empowering user. The ensure the research is focused in and in depth. Sequence of the study. Cervical size inference is a research holding in cervical risk reset value. It will contact two located model of the MADNI framework plus Islamic finance plus digital inclusion, which will help each the research or regarding cultural adaptability and cultural benefit to the development of the related realms. Productual signaling phase in terms of the practice. The research can provide pretext and operational reference for the government to operate digital inclusive finance practice and financial institutions to innovative finance produce and for enhancing the financial mentally of the public. They promote to the implementation of practice work.
Okay. Let's now move on to the second part of our presentation. Next page. Please. First, the aim of this section is straightforward to existing research on the integration, digital financial inclusion, the Islamic finance, thereby establishing a solid theoretical foundation for tech. Now looking at the digital financial inclusion rapidly, sustainable development goals. And importantly, Malaysia's own development is significantly influenced by this global trend. However, a key characteristic of the Malaysian financial landscape is Islamic finance. As you may know, its core principle includes the prohibition of the interest and the risk sharing. So the key challenge here becomes how do we balance traditional compliance with the efficiency demanded by digital innovation? Research gap. Having said that, the existing literature reveals several critical gaps. Firstly, there is a fundamental innovation vs compliance conflict, which has distant last mile problem, mean low penetration among rural groups, and finally there's the issue of insufficient police coordination leading to length approval process. Okay, next page. Based on the literature review and these studies' empirical facts, we construct an integrated conceptual
framework to explain how key factors shape user digital financial service adoption under Malaysia MADNI framework. Corporation, the MADANI framework's 6 pillars: sustainability, care, and compassion, respect, innovation, prosperity, trust, act as a guiding principle directing 3 perception factors. Proceed shall compliance level of trust, proceed usefulness. This perception then gets 3 knowledge variables: financial literacy, digital literacy, Islamic financial knowledge, to influence the mediating variable level of trust, which in turn drives the dependent variable adoption usefulness, forming a get principle, perception, knowledge, trust, behavior chain. Okay.
Okay. Hello, Professor. My name is Sun Yilong. The variable definition presentation key points. Ladies and gentlemen, you can look at this table. I will explain these variables with a few simple points. Independent variable influencing factors, financial literacy, whether user understand basic financial knowledge and know how to manage their own money. This is the foundation for judging if digital finance is relevant, measured by multiple choice question and self-assessment. Digital literacy, whether user can use digital financial tools such as mobile banking and identity risks, invalidated by their familiarity and trust in their tools. Next is Islamic financial knowledge. Users understanding of core rules of Islamic financing, like probation of interest and related produce, which affects their effectiveness of Islamic labeled servers. The two depends variable final outcome. Digital financial servers apportion behavior, whether user will inevitably use these servers, determined by their participation of the platform's sincerity, accuracy, and compliance, while taking inclusiveness and sociability as objectives. 3 moderating variable mediating influence, perceived share complaints, user subjective perception of whether this financial source company with Islamic rules, which affects their trust and choice, measured by the direct judgment and implicit trust questions. Next page, thank you. Okay. And this theoretical foundation. Now, to theoretically ground our study, we are building on 3 key zeros. First, the financial inclusion theory helps us measure servers' accessibility. Next, the adaptive governance theory explains how to balance innovation and compliance. And finally, the financial ecosystem that will allow us to analyze the relationship between all key actors. And summary. So to bring it all together in summary, Malaysia's digital financial inclusion is unquietly shaped by the interplay of global trends, the local MADANI policy, and Islamic finance principles. Therefore, the exciting gaps in policy coordination, user coverage, and product innovation clearly provide the perfect entry point for this research. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Hello, Professor. My name is Song Zihan. I'm introducing the third part. I'm introducing the first is data collection method. This study adopted a mixed collection model combining online Google Forms and offline paper questionnaires. It utilized the convenience of the online platform while also taking into account the characteristic that offline method can cover a wider range of participants, ensuring the diversity and the comprehensiveness of the data sources. And next is ethical, the last page. Next is ethical compliance. During the data collection process, strict adherence to ethical compliance principles was maintained. The collected data was anonymized to protect the privacy of the participants. The participants were ensured to voluntarily participate, and the data was stored using encryption methods to safeguard the privacy and security of the data. Next page. And next part is how to sample. The sampling method is stratified multi-stage sampling. The sampling method adopted is the stratified multi-stage sampling approach. Firstly, regional stratification is carried out. Then group stratification is conducted. And finally, random sampling is preferred. This method ensures that the sample is more representative, covering the characteristic of different regions and groups in Malaysia. Our sample size, we plan to distribute 600 questionnaires, targeting a minimum of 450 valid responses for collection. This research project plan to distribute 600 questionnaires with the goal of collecting no fewer than 450 valid questionnaires to ensure that the sample size meets the requirements of data analysis and provides a reliable data foundation for the research.
Hello everyone, my name is Li Jingxuan. I want to talk about our questionnaire and data analysis. Firstly, the questionnaire. It has 7 main parts. 54 questions to tell. These parts are the memorization, characteristics questions, or construct management questions, financial literacy, trust in digital financial services, pursuit usefulness, adoption behaviors, and effectiveness screen section. It covers all the info we need for analysis. For how we measure things, we use 3 tools. First one is multiple choice. We use multiple choice question to test financial knowledge. Second, we use point like it scale to measure detailed and behaviors. Finally, we use attention question to make sure results are right and valid. Next, next, data analysis. We use two tools, SPSS 26 and AMOS 24. SPSS 26 does data cleaning, reliability analysis, and exploratory factor analysis. AMOS 24 does conformal rate factor analysis and builds structural accretion models. These tools keep our analysis scientific and accurate. For the methods, we will use the bootstrap test to track median effect and use multi-group analysis to track moderation effect. These methods help us understand how variables connect and support our research on malicious digital inclusive finance sustainable development. That's all. Thanks.